application, and in turn enhance service delivery. So this is we use EA enterprise architecture plays vital role in aligning business process with IT system, ensure efficiency and effectiveness, integration of technology for bank corporation to implementing EA can streamline its operation, improving both business function and IT support as the banking industry becomes more competitive, offering convenience and service like mobile and internet banking is essential for retaining customers. The quality of this banking service directly influence customer satisfaction and loyalty. A satisfied customer is most likely to remain loyal, and which is one boosts profitability and helps bank stay ahead this competitor. So this is a rich and method. We use TOGAF IDM, a statistical development method. This is provides a structured approach for developing and managing the life cycle of enterprise architecture to consist for domains, business, data, application, and technology. The methodology involves several key phases: the preliminary phase, architecture vision, business architecture, information system architecture, technology architecture, opportunity and solution, and migration planning. The process concludes with architecture change management, while TOGAF offers the general frameworks to flexibility and can be customized to meet specific organization needs, making to adaptable integration with other framework. So this is we use a SaferQual. This is a method to identify the issue relationship between customer expectation and their perception of the electronic service of certain product of company. Okay, this is our rules and discussion. The collecting data, which is develop satisfaction metric with aligning with the best business architecture, system technology with TOGAF ADM. This is qualitative and quantitative result. And this is with a primary base. This is architecture vision. We use value chain. And this is opportunity and solution. This is have a natural disaster, data leak, human error, software damage, customer and current access decision, user understanding relate to use mandiri bank, e-bank. Okay, this is migration planning. The migration planning is focused to execute the architecture roadmap and the migration planning stage. And this is we use a data architecture. This is many comes data in the e-banking on data about customer with a description and application in detail with e-banking, and we use assessment with maturity level. This is a result of the business architecture, data architecture, application architecture, and technology architecture, and this is maturity level. Easy to find, inform I need, and different layout option. So the conclusion is the design enterprise architecture is this research process in EA blueprint. The design EA blueprint will use a guideline and guidance in implementation and development of IT bank, adjust the business need to PT bank sendiri. Okay, the design of EA consists of primary phase, architecture, opportunities, and migration planning, satisfaction metric, equivalent to the business sector, information system architecture, and technology architecture phase. Okay, maybe this is my presentation. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. What a great presentation. So thank you, Mr. Fadil Rozi. Now we will open the room for the question. If anyone here want to ask question, please raise your hand before speaking and kindly state your name and your affiliation. Please, is there anyone who want to ask a question to Mr. Fadil Rozi? Okay, if no one asks question, I will ask question to our presenter. Uh, Mr. Fadil Rozi, is there any planning to expand this topic further in the future? Also, maybe you can tell us how your and your team plans to expand this research. Maybe there will be a future collaborator in this room for your cause.
Okay, feature of this research is we will implement to not one corporate banking, but is any other to corporate banking too. We know how to customer is customer satisfaction is now likely or is have a problem of this banking application. So this is making a loyal customer and flexibility to use, and we know how have a problem to banking application and use to customer. Maybe this Miss Noriska.
Okay, thank you for your answer. Um, I will open again. Is there anyone want to ask Mr. Fadil Razi? Okay. Okay, because no one asked a question again, we must now move on. If you have additional question or maybe a little bit shy to ask in the front of audience, we encourage you to approach Mr. Fadil Razi directly during a break session or maybe in the future. Okay, so let's give a big applause for Mr. Fadil Razi. Okay, let's move on to our second presenter. So our second presenter is Mr. Made Dharma from Bina Nusantara University. He will present a paper titled Design and Development of a Dashboard System to Enhance Monitoring in People Business Credit. So let's give a warm welcome to Mr. Made Dharma. Please present your paper. Mr. Made Dharma? Okay.
Oh, yeah. All right, Miss Doriska. Wait a minute. Hello everyone. My name is Made Dharma Kusumayuda from Bina Nusantara University. I would like to present about our research, design and development of a dashboard system to enhance monitoring in people's business credit for the IKDs 20 and 25. So here's the content list. First, for the methodology, why choose the double diamond as methodology for our research? 2. Results. To explain final result of the research in the form of creating a user interface. Third, future scope. Explain future implementation for dashboard system. And lastly, conclusion. To explain limitation in research and future work. So first, the introduction. So, the importance of technology in micro, small, and medium enterprise, or we call MSME, development is very crucial for economics in Indonesia. Because of that, the existence of people's business credit subsidies provided by the government is very crucial to help these MSME to meet their expectation or to increase their productivity for their process business. And of and with that people business credit, the role of dashboard on the quality of code monitoring also is very crucial to monitor the process distribution of this people business credit. This research contributes or aims to develop prototype of a dashboard information system for implementation of the people's business credit distribution. So the dashboard concept with the Conroe explain the dashboard rely on data mobility to divide activities, might encourage critical thinking in the process of filtering information. Betts explained that the advancement of dashboard designs enables users to visual analyze several data sets and comprehend the comprehensive context of the presented information. Confidential explain this part offers a representation of information derived from existing data for the development of diagram. And last, Niche explained that dashboards are very crucial as decision support system, with design and features being essential to their development efficiency. So, ke methodology, we use Double Diamond to explore and understand each problem case from the perspective of influential individuals through different ideas. And also, Double Diamond is effective in generating innovative ideas during the design process and managing problem complexity through user experience. The Double Diamond have 4 steps. The first, discover. We make user persona and user journey. 2, define. We make user stories and use case diagram. 3rd, develop. We make double model case diagram. And last, deliver. We make prototype UI and limitation. Previous research for Double Diamond, Farid implement the dashboard to calculate efficiency managing diabetes. Kim implement the dashboard to identify VIP. Third, Hua implement the dashboard to create a GDT model. And last, Cowley-Rocks implement the dashboard to determine the effectiveness of productivity and innovative concept as best juries. So here's the result based on our interviews with PMLK. It is the from Ministry Economics in Indonesia. And next, user journey, it has 14 customer process. Next, user stories. Based on interview, it's established standardized formats for data transmission and automation of data processing. And last, use case, it has 14 use case too. Next, for the develop, it has domain model class diagram. It has 12 class in the user interface implementation. And lastly, the UI we develop to help monitoring the people business credits. So in the homepage, it has summary dashboard. It contains 34 provinces in Indonesia. To know about how many people's business credit that deliver to every province. Next, it has history to know about the activity that user when they use this application and calendar for the activity. Next, it has 3 dashboard page. It has 3 variables like national debtors, dashboard total plafond, and new debtors. Next, it has 3 process. It has create dashboard, update dashboard, and delete dashboard. And last, it has profile page to change about their number of telephone and password when they log in the application. So the future scope, the development for mobile platform functionally enabling users to access and monitor credit distribution data via smartphones and tablets. Establish API integration with current banking system would facilitate data flow and allow for automatic synchronization with financial institution database. And last, software development based on user interface. So the conclusion is the dashboard application is designed to facilitate the compression of diverse data sets that have been processed for assessment and decision-making purpose. Number of variables employed to provide broader monitoring in alignment with the target success rate for the execution of people's business credit established by the government. Less substantial academic contribution by demonstrating how to effectively integrate user-centered design into government systems, providing empirical evidence for the principles of dashboard design in policy monitoring, and presenting a novel application of double diamond methods data to financial monitoring system. And thank you for the presentation.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Made Dharma, for your insightful presentation. So again, after a presenter presenting their paper, we will open now for question and answer session. So if any audience here want to ask question to Mr. Made Dharma, please raise your hand. Is there anyone want to ask question? Okay, maybe if no one asks question, I will also ask a question to Mr. Made Dharma. There is maybe one thing I want to ask, is there any planning to try testing to a real user from your dashboard results? So as far as I understand your presentation, there are no testing to to user. So is there any planning in the future to do a testing to maybe a user? Thank you. Maybe Mr. Madedharma can address this question.
All right. Thank you, Miss Nuriska. So yes, maybe in the future, we would like to user testing after we develop this software application, because before it has limitation to implement user interface only. Thank you.
Okay. We hope that you and your team can finish the development and try to user testing. So it could be try with real user. So okay, let's give a big applause for Mr. Made Dharma. Okay, thank you, Mr. Made Dharma. Okay. Next, we will move to our third session. Our third session will be present by Mr. Tego Suyatno from Universitas Gadjah Mada. He will present a paper titled Disaster Recovery Strategy, RTO and RPO Analysis on on-premises and cloud infrastructure. So let's give a big applause for Mr. Tego Suyatno.
Okay, thank you, the time. I want to present the video present.
Okay, video present. Fanny, can you help?
Okay.
I didn't hear audio from the video. Maybe from the committee one can.
Assalamualaikum
Okay.
warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Teko Suyatno from the Master of Information Technology at Gadjah Mada University, Yogyakarta, Indonesia. We will present a result about disaster recovery strategy, RTO, and RPO analysis on on-premise and a cloud infrastructure. In conducting research, Teko Suyatno was the first author, Mr. Ridi Ferdiana was the second author, and Mr. Widyawan was the third author. Dear participants, I will present paper in several sequences. The first in introduction, background, focus method, research model, result analysis, and the last is the conclusion. Introduction. In today's digital age, technology application found a complex ecosystem with interconnectedness creating dependencies that demand high availability to prevent system disruption. Disaster recovery through on-premise cloud and hybrid cloud architecture is key to maintaining operation during disruption. Research over the past 5 years has demonstrated the domain of the cloud as PR solution, thanks to its flexibility and scalability with effectiveness measured using recovery time objective and recovery point objective. However, aspects of the recovery from cloud to on-premise are still rarely researched, although relevant for organizations that avoid long-term cloud dependency for regulatory, security, or international policy reasons. The study aims to measure the value of RTO and RPO in this scenario, providing critical insight for PR management for a secure and efficient transition from cloud on-premise. Background research related to disaster recovery in the last 5 years shows the most commonly used strategy in the cloud, followed by on-premise, and finally hybrid cloud. Based on literature review, the majority of research focuses on the use of the cloud due to financing flexibility, faster recovery time, and easy in the database recovery. In addition, cloud service providers have provided a variety of tools and make backup easier. However, most of the research only discuss backup data and infrastructure to the cloud without exploring how the recovery process is carried out back on premise after the outtake is complete. This study we will test the recovery model of data and infrastructure from cloud to on-premise using the key parameter RTO, RTO, and RPO to evaluate the effectiveness of the recovery process. Proposed method. The diagram shows the 3 main phases in the implementation of disaster recovery. Phase 1 is the disaster recovery assessment plan. Further, in phase 2, concrete action are carried out through disaster recovery action. Finally, phase 3 is the testing state consistent of the system testing to ensure system stability, application testing to variety application, functionality, and analysis testing. Research model. This topic describes the flow of the disaster recovery process by utilizing cloud service. Before disaster, data from application system and database running on virtual machine was picked up to the cloud via synchronization using AWS agent, which include backup volume and elastic disaster recovery service. When an attack occurs, a failover process is performed, where the system moves to the cloud using EC2 instance and template AMI that has been set up in specific cloud region. After the attack is complete, the system is restored to its original state through synchronization and data replication from the master slave database. The test result data shows the table 1 is the time required for replication from on-premise to the cloud, while the second table is the time required from cloud to on-premise. The result of both test so that the database has faster time compared to the file system. Well, the configuration setting has no different is time because it does not require a data transfer. Next, analysis. The graph shows the striking difference is that replication from the cloud to on-premise takes longer than replication from on-premise to the cloud. It is greatly influenced by the quality and fullness of the downstream internet network from cloud provider to on-premise, which in general is always busier downstream than upstream. This proves the replication from on-premise to the cloud takes a shorter time. However, on the other hand, the restore process on-premise is faster than the restore process in the cloud. This is because the environment on-premise is easy to fully manage, while in the cloud it is limited by system rules created by the cloud provider. Conclusion: content app have time replication which shows much longer in recovery to the cloud. 75.23 minutes, and migration to on-premise 138.37 minutes, which presented a major challenge in terms of data size or complexity. This means that content application can be a major obstacle the meeting RTO target if not optimized. Database, on the other hand, demonstrates significant efficiency with much shorter replication time, 25.05 minutes to the cloud and 3.23 minutes on-premise, as well as near instant recovery process. This indicated that the database can easily meet to RTO, making it more suitable for scenarios that require quick recovery. As such, backup to the cloud is an efficient solution, but challenges such as replication time and configuration setting need to be addressed, especially for applications with large data sets or high complexity. Thank you for attention.
Okay, thank you for Mr. Teguh Suyanto for the video presentation. So, as usual, we will open the floor for the question. If you have question, please raise your hand before speaking and kindly state your name and affiliation before asking your question. So, please, is there any question for Mr. Teguh Suyatno? Okay, Miss Nurma Asih, you can open your mic and ask the question.
Okay, may I ask two questions at once?
Okay, go ahead.
Yes. Okay, I am from Universitas Gadjah Mada, Yogyakarta. I want to ask the first, is the method suitable to be applied elsewhere, Mr. Teguh? And the
Okay,
second,
yes.
how effective are the failover and failback mechanism offered by other cloud providers besides AWS in supporting disaster recovery strategies? Okay, thank you.
Okay, Mr. Teguh Suyatno, you can address the question.
Okay. Thank you for question, Miss Norma. Ya. So yes, this method can be applied in various organizations that adopt a hybrid system in their IT infrastructure management. However, its effective depend on factors such as the type of application used, network capacity, and organizational implementation in the sector that rely heavily on high uptime, such as financial service on hospital may require additional optimization to ensure faster and more efficient recovery. And then the comparison is when compared to other cloud providers, AWS has an advantage in infrastructure, flexibility, and global scale, but it has longer fallback time for content application than Google Cloud Provider and Azure. Azure excel at automatic failover and integration with Windows environment, despite its higher cost. GCP, Google Cloud Provider, is faster in database replication and more optimized for container based on workload. While IBM Cloud is better suited for enterprise with strict regulatory need, despite having slower recovery time. In terms of RTO and RPO, AWS and GCP perform better than IBM Cloud, with Azure in the middle due to its powerful but higher cost automation feature. In the context of database replication, GCP and AWS have better efficiency than Azure and IBM Cloud. Well, in content application recovery, AWS has longer time than GCP and Azure. I think. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Teko. Thank you, Miss Nuriska.
Okay. One more question. Is there anyone who want to ask question to Mr. Teko Suyatno for the last opportunity? Okay, there are no, and also due to time constraints, so we will move on to the next presenter. So let's give a big applause for Mr. Teko Suyatno. Okay, we will move to our next presenter. We will have our fourth presenter, Mr. Fadil Rozi from Telkom University. He will present a paper titled Enhancing Business Process Model Integrity Through Validation and Verification with Petrinet. So, audience, please join me giving a warm welcome to Mr. Fadil Rozi again.
Okay,
Okay,
thank you, Ms.
you're
Nariska.
welcome. Yeah.
Okay, let me present my this okay. Okay, can see my presentation. Yeah, let me open. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. This is my second presentation in my conference in Chadis. The title is Enhancing Business Process Model Integrity, Through Validation and Verification with Petrinet, with author Ahmad Firidwan, Asti Amalia Nur Fajriah, Muhammad Lubis, and Abdul Rawan. Okay, next, the content list. also the introduction, literature review, discussion, and conclusion. So we go to the introduction. The introduction is since 2013, the interest in enterprise architecture has grown significantly, mainly due to the increasing demand for digital transformation. After this, however, implementation is challenging because of this complexity and difficult in aligning in the with business process or BPM. So one of the critical solution is integration BPM. BPM to which play a crucial role in structuring the optimized business process with EA. Okay, to historical of development of EA, the evolution EA began with EBM BSP methodology, which implies the relationship between business process and data. Okay, let's be Spivak and Hill introduce EAP, which structure EA into key domains including business modeling. So this TOGAF for a modern EA framework accepted answer to structure EA approach with business architecture serving as the prescript for the other domains. So this literature review, we use enterprise architecture focus to understanding company component to relationship, transit organization, business vision, and IT implementation and business process to enhance competitiveness. So this is a history, yes, to getting the computer preparing the study. This planning to level 1, level 2, level 3, feature vision, and how to get there. So this is a business process management to infographic for first the process architecture and as is process model, insects witness F impact to be process model, execute process model, and confidence and performance insight. So the discussion is we create a business process flow chart for the warehouse good handling process with a business process management. 2, we deliver to PetriNet to know how the problem to this business process. So this is a cost of implement in PetriNet. We know the description for the process with an actor. So the one process to end process. We now have XOR split and join this process. So this is analyze this in PetriNet. We implementing in the PetriNet. After transforming, we reconciliation process from BPMN to PetriNet, and the process will be analyzed using Moped application tools which provide PetriNet analysis method. So this is a process finding we find after we use a PetriNet to implementing the after we use a WOPET tools to implementing a PetriNet. We know some first 2 box cannot be passed because there is no XOR join connecting the 2 art with the activity. Then the last box is caused by an activity and is outside the parallel activity. The connect to the parallel activity, so it can be assumed that the archive process has not yet been complete because the process must end when the filling and signing are done simultaneously. So this is a verification and validation based analysis research. The correct source place in the beginning the process and the correct sequence of the process, the use of operator to such as XOR and or N is appropriate adult learning component and connected using arts, and we use analyze found several errors such as S component, well structuredness, the transition, and not left transition. S component is workflow, nets are subnet with viewing image, subnet content is workflow nets. Because this workflow nets may input to the ESCOM file. So the conclusion is Petrinet are effectively for verifying and validation business process by analyzing both the structural and behavioral aspect, the modeling. Syntactic verification involves analyzing BPM and workflow that have been transformed into the Petrinet using contest method, while semantic validation for workflow net with specific techniques to inherit FLB and BPMN. So the simplify is we use Petrinet with Puppet. We know how this effectively business process or not with the analyze the process. We can take out the process to have a good process. Okay, this is my presentation. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
So thank you, Mr. Fadil Rozi, for your presentation. So we will open the question session. If you have a question for Mr. Fadil Rozi, please raise your hand before speaking and kindly state your name and affiliation. Is there any question for Mr. Fadil Rozi? Okay, if not, maybe I will be the one that asks the question. So, Mr. Fadil Rozi, is there any obstacle when you and your team doing this research? Also, what the obstacle, and can you tell me how you and your team overcome this obstacle? Thank you.
Okay, the obstacle is so many. For the analysis is the process. We know how the process can be implemented in real life, and with this process is so many process have apa ya? Complicated process. So we must analysis how the process is can be implemented or now to the real life. Maybe this Miss Nuriska.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Fadil Rozi. So, if there is no other question, we will move on to the next presenter. But if you have any additional question, we encourage you to approach directly to Mr. Fadil Rozi. So let's give a big applause for Mr. Fadil Rozi. Okay, we will move on to our last presenter. So Mr. Rahmat Yasirandi from King Mongkut's Institute of Technology. He will present a paper titled A Design Thinking Approach to the Development of Digitalized Hotel Valet Service. So, Mr. Rahmat Yasirandi, you want to play your video as I understand. So please, Fani, maybe you can help Mr. Rahmat Yasirandi. Also, let's give a warm welcome to Mr. Rahmat Yasirandi.
Hello, my name is Abdul Rahman from School of Computing, Telkom University. In this opportunity, I will present our research. With title is A Design Thinking Approach to the Development of Digitalized Hotel Valet Services. The authors is Muhammad Al-Maki, Tito Pandur Harjo, Mr. Rahmat Yasirandi, and Abdul Rahman. So, this research examines the creation of digitalized hotel valet system through the design thinking approach. It explores the research methodology and prototype implementation, showcasing its transformative potential for Indonesia's hospitality industry. Indonesia's hospitality industry is booming, with steady increase in five-star hotels at the last 5 years. This growth underscores the need for modernized solutions like digital value system to meet evolving customer expectation. In Indonesia, the value system still use traditional ways. The traditional value system often suffer from communication delays, manual record keeping, and inconsistent service quality. These challenges highlight the urgent needs for innovative solutions. So the methodology we use to develop this application is design thinking, a user-centric approach. In design thinking, we have do 5 steps. The first one is empathize, understanding user challenges and needs through observation and analysis. The second one is define, pinpointing the core issues faced by user and defining the problem statements. The third one is ideate, generating and evaluating ideas to identify the most effective solutions. The fourth one is prototype, creating a prototype to represent the solution and provide a clear visualization of the design. And the last one is test, assessing the prototype to identify any shortcomings and determine areas for refinement and improvement. The next is user insight and problem identification. The pain point are users may require time to adapt to the digital file system interface. Some users find certain features of the system difficult to use or lacking functionality. Some users still need assistance in navigating or operating the systems. The gain opportunities are real-time vehicle status update will be provided in greater detail. Feature will be streamlined to ensure simplicity and ease of understanding. Redundant or unnecessary information will be removed, displaying only essential detail to enhance user experience. Prototype development and testing. In this application, we have 3 main features. The first one is dashboard. Display valid transaction data, including vehicle type, parking lot, and driver information. The second one is add customer. Enable users to register new transaction or manage wallet service. And the last one is waiting list. Displays vehicle waiting for release, allowing for efficient tracking and communication between valid staff and customers. After development, the prototype and testing, we give participant a questionnaire to collect the data as a feedback. In the study, we use 50 people who acknowledge or have experience in valid service operation as a participants. And after data collected, and after collect the data, we use system usability scale to analyze the data. As the result, we have 77.7 SUS score that indicates the prototype's strong acceptance and usability. The last one is conclusion. The study demonstrates the potential of digital value system to enhance operational efficiency and satisfaction in the Indonesian hospitality industry. The design thinking approach proved effective in developing a user-centric solution that addresses the key challenges and meet evolving customer expectations. As the hospitality sector continues to embrace digital transformation, this research provides valuable insight and a roadmap for developing innovative solutions that improve guest experience and drive industry growth. So thank you. That's our research. If you have any question, you can contact at this email. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Rahmat Yasirandi, for your video presentation. Now we will open the question session. So if you have a question, please raise your hand before speaking and kindly state your name and affiliation before asking your question. Is there any question for Mr. Rahmat? Okay, if no one, as usual, the moderator will ask the question. So, maybe I will ask a similar question like to previous presenter. So, Mr. Rahmat, can you tell us, is there any obstacle when you and your team doing this research? So, maybe you can tell us how you overcome those obstacle, and maybe we can learn from it. Okay, that's my question. So please, Mr. Rahmat, you can answer my question.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, about the obstacle, absolutely. In common study case research, we know that the most obstacle is about the respondent and participant. If we know how many steps in design thinking, and the hardest part is in the testing. Yeah, in the first, second, third steps is also easy enough for us because we know the top level, as it's easy and it's thing important to this study case and or this research. But for the user or the low level level management, it's hard to know. Yeah, many challenge, rejection and hard to use and something like that. And also we need to compare not only one hotels, because we use 3 until 4 hotels, and yeah, divided every single level job. I think, yeah, that's the hardest, and the coordination between every single level of management, yeah, that's the hardest thing, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Rahmat, for the answer. Okay, I will open one last call for the question. Is there anyone want to ask Mr. Rahmat? You can raise your hand using the Zoom feature. No? Okay, so there due to no another question, so we will give a big applause for Mr. Rahmat Yasirandi. So, ladies and gentlemen, so for all the participants, thank you for opening again the camera. This last presentation concludes our polarization. On behalf of IKD's 20 and 25 committee, I would like to thank all our presenters for their exceptional contribution and insight. I would also like to extend my gratitude to all participants for their engagement and thought-provoking question. We hope this session has been both informative and inspiring. So if you want to join the next session as audience, there will be another session in 15:30. There will a lot of this age room will be talking about e-learning, but maybe you want to try to another room, you can join as audience. So because this is our closing, I would like to say thank you for all audience, for all presenter. So have a wonderful day, everyone. My name is Turiska Fitrianingrum. We will close this session. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
So the committee said we will take a photo for the closing. So please, Fanny, you can lead us to take a photo.
Okay, I will lead the documentation session. So 1, 2, 3, cheese. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you so much.
Okay, thank you everyone. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you, Miss Nuriska.